Hello, my name is Barbara Kay, and on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County, I'd like to welcome you to our program, MOSAIC. Our special focus, MOSAIC, today is the dedication of the Mandel Jewish Community Center of the Palm Beaches. We'll be back with our guest and our special program after this brief message.
What if you could change the world? You can. We can do it together. With the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County, you are here, and we are all connected. Together, we can enrich Jewish life, care for vulnerable populations, and build global Jewish community. That's what we do, every day, here at home and around the globe.
Welcome back, and welcome to you, Barbara Mandel. What a special event, the dedication of the Mandel Jewish Community Center. Wow, what do you feel like?
Well, it's very exciting. I have mixed emotions. One, I'm thrilled that it's open. Two, I'm pleased that the project is finally completed. So I find this very exciting. I'm very familiar with JCC's and the potential that this beautiful building has for improving the quality of life of the people who live here.
Yeah,
so it's very exciting.
Listen, you two have done such amazing things worldwide, okay? I'm talking about Israel, every place. And even the West Palm Beach, Mandel West Palm Beach Public Library, which incidentally has been transformed since you took it over. Have you been down there lately?
I was there about a month ago.
Yeah.
It's exceptional.
Barbara's active on some of the committees.
Are you?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you what they offer. That's what happens here. The excitement and the openness to the community and the opportunity is extraordinary. Tell me, what gave you that background, both of you, in being so philanthropic and embracing? What do you think? Was your parents?
Having the ability to give helps.
Well, no, that's okay, but that's okay. That's a given in terms of the amount and the size, but nonetheless, the philanthropic feeling.
I've answered that question quite a few times. I really have an answer that I'm very comfortable with. I learned this at home. We grew up in what I thought at the time was a lower socioeconomic level, not poor, but no money, no spending money, no toys. Wonderful home. And yet, we saw our mother 7 or 8 times a year. Every other month, maybe someone would come over, and I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it until I was much older, and I recalled the impact that it had on us. Someone would come over and say, Mrs. Mandel, my daughter's getting married. I need to borrow $20 for a dress. This was during the Great Depression. $20 was a lot of money. And my mother said every time, and each time we heard it, I was 7, 8 years old, each time we heard it, we didn't think about it, but it got into our psyche. My mother would say each time, Mrs. Jones, no, I'm not going to lend it to you, take it. You'll find a way to pay me back someday. And it wasn't until I was much older that I figured out how my mother found that $20 or $10. It was all very small. Course of a year, maybe it was $125, which then was multiplied by 20 or something like that.
A lot of money.
I know exactly where she found the money. She didn't buy herself a pair of shoes. That's how she did it. So when we were old enough, I was in my probably 20s, it was natural for us to do that, to share, and we didn't have any money when I was in my 20s, to share with the community. I mean, it became just a conditioned response.
Yeah, it has to. Your background has to have an enormous influence. Is that
It certainly
your case too,
does.
Barbara?
When I grew up, it was a slightly different kind of a background. However, I was an only child. My mother was a young widow My father had been killed in a train accident.
Wow.
And I learned as a very young child that there are others that have a lot less than we do. And we have to help the best way that we can. And at Sunday school, for example, we talked about it a lot. At services, we talked about it. As I got older and started to mix with other kids and listen to them and saw what their families were doing, we did pretty well even with our limited circumstances. And I think that seed is there. And then as you get older, you are either involved with a group or as really much older with Federation, it's part of your life. You don't think about it. We are, both of us, products of our Federation in Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah. That had a very, very fine reputation because it was very heavily involved. The people there felt a real sensitivity toward it, and they understood the necessity of it, and were very. But you know something, it's true. But there are people, that sit on the periphery of life, and just look in, and even if they see disturbances, they're not disturbed by it. So it's a wonderful thing that both of you have done. How do you choose what you support? I mean, is there a special focus, or how does it come to you?
That's a very good question. I strictly 100% do not have an answer to that. It's we're collectors of art. Why do we want to own this painting and not own that painting?
One? Yeah.
Why did I wear this tie today?
Funny, huh?
I can't describe rationally the answer to why I picked this tie, except I like it, and I can't describe rationally why certain areas, like say the library, JCCs, why those appeal to us and other very worthy ideas didn't. We support almost everything modestly, but some things heavily.
Yeah.
And I really just stumped me. I don't have a good answer.
Answer.
It's internal. It's subtle.
It's a subtle thing. Well, actually what it does is, it's a transformative opportunity for other people. In other words, when you open and you dedicate something like this, it opens the whole community to an enormous opportunity. Right. This place is so vibrant, it's already outsold itself.
It's going to be too small.
It's going to be too small.
We were talking about that on the way over.
But what's also interesting, in order to be, how should I say it, a very important philanthropist and make a difference, you have to learn how to be a leader. You wrote a book called It's All About Who you hire, how they lead, by a very important self-made leader, okay? What do you have to do to lead people? What kind of a person, you also were a major leader.
Yeah, you have to be someone people want to follow. It's how you live your life. I think great leaders are great people. They haven't learned leadership in school. Leadership is mainly, largely, who you are, not what you do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And leaders have to know what they're doing. Leaders have to work hard. But leaders have to be the kind of person that people want to follow because of who that person is.
Yeah, I guess
leaders I needed different role models, I think.
Okay.
If you're very interested in something that you're doing, it's easier to become a leader. If you believe in the cause.
Passion.
The passion for what you're doing is tremendously important.
Yeah,
but you know something? I like that word. I use it a lot. I
Yeah.
don't know why. No, but you also, to be a leader, you also have to have good people around you. In other words, you just can't. Barbara, you have two leaders living in your house. I mean, who goes first and
Barbara
who follows?
goes first.
Oh, you follow her?
I decide what we're going to have for dinner.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah.
No, seriously, you have to pick people to follow you.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you do that?
Well, you need criteria. That's a little easier. That question's a little easier. I have my own criteria. Other people have their criteria. I have a checklist which I tick off when I'm thinking about asking somebody to come to work in an organization in which I work, or in an organization. I can tell you right now unequivocally, both of you pass 100%. Okay?
So we can
He
follow.
knows.
We can
He
follow
knows.
him.
He's not dumb.
That's to get me out of trouble. But I have criteria. I have criteria. You want to hear them? They're in my book.
Yeah, I know. Tell them. Let's share them.
Okay. So first is this is kind of a slang expression, but I think it communicates intellectual firepower, smart. You know, when I am involved in hiring somebody, I want to know where they went to school. I start there, and I want to know what their grade point average is. Sometimes, if 4.0 is perfect, sometimes a 2.2 might be a Bill Gates, but I don't even interview a 2.2. I miss the occasional Bill Gates. I interview a 3.9. I interview someone who is magna cum laude, summa cum laude. I go for that. It's not by itself reliable, but it's more reliable than a 1-hour interview. It tells me a lot. So intellectual firepower. Then second is values. Just what do they believe? Who are they? Just the basic values of Western civilization: honesty, decency, respect, integrity, generosity. Third, passion.
Yeah.
Fourth, work ethic. And lastly, experience.
Yeah. Well, it's all laid out
It's all in the
it's all
book.
on the book.
It's
What
all in-
motivated you to write this book, anyway?
Say that
What
again.
motivated you to write the book?
Well, it's my own feeling about legacy.
Yeah.
People I've worked with, people in our foundation, people in my family, people who know me, like you. Who was I 25, 50 years from now? So that's one reason I wrote it. Second reason I wrote it is I think I have something to say. And that's enough reason to write a book.
We also have, he's made some wonderful videos, legacy for.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
I've got a-
Talking about the experience growing up, life with his brothers,
Yep.
how they
Oh.
got started.
You
I've
know,
got 5 or 6.
Oh, that would be wonderful. You know, I think we're going to do a program on that.
You want me to tell you something? They're
Yes.
worth doing a program. They're good.
They're
Good.
it's wonderful.
Not because of me and my brothers, but because what we say, a lot of people resonate to that.
We use them at our foundation. We've used them at meetings.
Yeah.
You have. Well, I tell you something. You come from a remarkable family, and your mother would be very proud of you. By
My
the
mother
way.
would be very proud.
Yes, she would be. How do you feel about today? I mean, really, let's get back to why we're here and what are we celebrating.
Well, this is not my first JCC experience. I think I knew what this might
It's
do.
not your first dedication either.
It's not my first dedication. I thought I knew what this building would do for the community. I think I do know what this building will do for the community. And it was exciting to me to participate in something that would make the kind of impact I think this building will make. So, you know, it's almost like fulfillment. It's like seeing your kid graduate summa cum laude or be in a ballet or something. This is one of my children.
Yeah, you got to feel great. I have to tell you something. I'm so proud of both of you because really it's transformed the community, and I want to thank you for sharing everything with us.
No, you're very welcome, Barbara.
we're gonna-
Anytime.
It was
It's a
a
pleasure.
privilege and a pleasure to be here.
We're going to be speaking with some of the volunteers and the chair people and so on. So it's a pleasure. I'll see you later in the program.
It's a deal.
Hey, Sandy Backlaw, President of the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County.
No, I'm no longer president. They changed all the rules. I'm now chairman of the board.
Okay, Chairman of the Board.
So you were a president. I'm a chairman.
Okay, Sandy, I'll buy that. Listen, Mr. Chairman, what do you think of this special day?
Well, I think it's really special for a couple of reasons. First of all, to see this institution reach what all these visionaries thought was so important for our community. And when you put it into perspective of what we in Palm Beach County are doing in our Jewish community in terms of this building and the Maya right back there, Morse Life is building, we're building a new federation. What's happening today in our community, in our Jewish community in Palm Beach, is just magnificent. It's so exciting to see just another piece of it being completed. And it's exciting for all of us. We're moving forward for the future in a way that You and I talked 2 years ago when our 50th anniversary. We're getting ready for the next 50 now, so it's great.
Well, you're our leader, and I thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for being here today, and thank everybody else for being here. It's a great day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Sandy. Bye-bye. Lois Franco, what a pleasure, Madam Congresswoman, to have you here. What do you think of this dedication?
Well, you know, my son Ben grew up in the JCC. He started in a little preschool behind McDonald's on Okeechobee Boulevard.
Oh my God, I remember that.
But you know what? He made such good friends, and we did. Our families made such good friends that we're still friends with today. And then as a teen, as soon as he got his license, he was at that gymnasium on Military Trail, you know, his entire teenagehood. So my family knows what it's like to have this great facility. And
Isn't this amazing?
Yes, we're very blessed. Generosity, the Mandels and others like yourself. Really very blessed that our community has this great place.
Well, it's wonderful for you to be here today to celebrate with us. Thank you.
It's my honor.
Welcome, David Phillips, the Chief Executive Officer, the boss of the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County. You must be out of your mind looking at this day.
Oh, it's absolutely phenomenal. We are so proud to be a partner with the JCC and to have had a role in building this just beautiful community building. We're so proud.
You know something, it's so interesting. People don't understand the Federation has many beneficiary agencies, this being one.
Absolutely, and I think what people confuse sometimes is you see a building like this, and not only are we involved in the capital funding of it, but on an ongoing basis, we're helping make sure that the phenomenal programs, the community outreach, we're helping make sure that happens as well, and we just couldn't be prouder.
Well, I have to tell you something. You are a terrific Chief Executive Officer. Thank you, boss.
Thank you very much. Don't call me boss, Barbara, you're the boss.
Okay, I'll buy that. Thank you.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
What if you could change the world? You can. We can do it together. With the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County, you are here, and we are all connected. Together, we can enrich Jewish life, care for vulnerable populations, and build global Jewish community. That's what we do, every day, here at home and around the globe.
Welcome back, and welcome to you, Ray and Linda Golden. It's a pleasure to have the two of you here. You're going to be honored at the dinner for the JCC, the Grand Ball. I have to tell you, that is terrific. Don't you feel good about that?
It's beyond exciting.
I must say, I'm not quite certain how they decided that we should have this honor. I think they're a little misguided because there are so many others that should be up there.
Well, I have to tell you something. Both of you have done a tremendous amount of good to the community, and there's got to be a reason why they're honoring you. Tell me about your involvement with the JCC, both of you.
It was really Ray's baby. He was the one that got involved. He was the one that got interested. I went along for the ride because there's nothing bad about it. It's just a wonderful opportunity for the community.
Yeah, I think so.
I was involved with the original analysis, which wound up closing the West Palm Beach J because of the changing demographics. And 3 years ago, we met in our apartment, a small group of people, and we dreamed and planned, and this is the result.
You know something that's amazing? I was here the other morning, and they were having a bridge party, and they served lunch. It was so vibrant.
I know.
Everybody was so excited and happy to be here. And you can hear the noise in the background. I mean, it's just a remarkable thing.
We were here, and the kids were in the pool getting a swim lesson, and they were the cutest things, and so happy, and so engaged in what they were doing, and anxious for us to see how well they swam, and that just makes you feel good.
And these are 3- and 4-year-old kids.
Kids, yeah, they have
It's amazing.
You know what? What's interesting? This is a beneficiary agency of the Federation.
Right.
Explain what that means to our viewers, can you?
Oh, it is the Federation is our largest annual benefactor.
Right.
And they have been a continuous supporter of the JCC, it's a great partnership. We look forward to their continued support to allow us at the JCC to foster programs of excellence for both children and adults and seniors, and I think it's a terrific partnership.
Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of people don't realize that the Federation is right like the mother, or the parent, I should say.
That's
not the
right.
mother. And the agents, and it gives birth to all of the beneficiary agencies like the Morse, the Meyer, et cetera, and the JCC Plus. And it's amazing. You don't think about it that way.
It covers a huge amount of age span. I mean, it just covers from the little ones that are, according to what we found out, there are 10 kids that are 3 months old in the...
Really?
Yes, which is
I had no idea.
wonderful.
That's
And then to the seniors who need the help and the activities and the programs. So it's a huge job.
Yeah.
It's a huge job.
And while this is a beautiful new building, the JCC in Boynton Beach, which is
Another part of it, yeah.
Do you know that over 2,000 people go through the doors of that JCC
In
every
Boynton
day?
Beach.
Every day.
Wow.
Now, where do you get that collection of Jewish people in one place in the 24-hour period?
You know something that's amazing? First of all, you have to have a quality experience for them. That's number one,
That's
which
right.
obviously they do. And the second thing is, it's a the JCCs are a very embracing way to enter a Jewish community. Because they come here and they can meet friends of all ages,
Exactly.
and it's wonderful.
When we moved to Dallas, the first thing we did was visit the JCC.
JCC.
And it was exactly that for my teenage children, our teenage children who came in, and it was really hard for them at that age to find a place for themselves, and they did there, and my parents.
What I'm worried about, and you're the financial director of the Jewish Community Center here, the Mandel Center, that they'll outgrow this place very quickly. That's what worries me.
Well, that's a
good.
wonderful problem.
Yeah, I know it's a wonderful
that's
problem.
a wonderful problem. But one of the things I want to emphasize is that this is a community center, and you don't have to be Jewish
No, that's true.
to join. On the other hand, it is also a magnet for those unaffiliated Jews, and when we have a participation rate, an affiliation rate of 85%, only 15% participation in our synagogues,
Yeah, which is
you
really
realize that this center can provide just a tremendous
like a gathering place.
gathering place for Jewish population.
So if we outgrow it, that would be really
That
great.
would be good.
That would
That
be
would
really
great.
good.
But we have other things that we have to plan for, like a Jewish camp and a better ACE program, adult education program. And so we have a lot of things on our agenda to accomplish.
It's such an exciting opportunity. I thank you so much for sharing all that with us.
It's nice to talk to you always.
I'm going to say hello to the director of this thing, this
Do that.
whole establishment. But you are doing a wonderful job, and you
Thank
should feel
you.
so good.
Thank you.
So
Thank
should
you.
you.
Thank you. Chief Executive Officer of the Mandel JCC and the Boynton JCC. You are amazing.
Thank you so much.
This is a job and a half. What do you hope this is going to do for the community?
Well, I don't know if you know, but the recent Pew report just came out,
yes.
and it indicates that a majority of Jews identify themselves as secular Jews. And so we have a huge opportunity with our Jewish community centers to engage people in Jewish life in ways that are meaningful for them, that don't dictate rules about how they need to be engaged. Our programs, whether it's the Jewish Film Festival, or our early childhood program, or camp, or adult education, or our rec program, all speak to the new way that people are engaging in Jewish life. And most importantly, we hope that people will explore for themselves how it is for them to be Jewish and go along a continuum of things that are interesting to them.
Yeah, you know something, we also, that's so true. We spoke about the fact that it's a non-threatening experience and it's embracing when you come here.
Yeah, it's open, warm, and welcoming. Our architect and our interior designer put together a beautiful space for us. There's nobody who doesn't walk in here who doesn't just wow out of how magnificent it is. So people want to be here. They want to be involved. It makes it more fun for them to be here, whether they're hanging out at the pool or playing bridge.
I was here the other day when I mentioned it earlier on the program, where everybody was so excited, and you feed them, and they have a social. No, it's a whole social experience.
It is, and you know what? Look, many people are moving here for the first time. Still, Palm Beach Gardens is a growing city.
Yeah, it is.
Stacy Levy has said when the JCC comes to town, the Jews will know where to move, and it's been very true. We have many, many new young families who are moving to town. We're finding them here for the first time.
Really?
And they're coming here to become part of the Jewish community. So we have a wonderful opportunity to be able to influence how they
where they live,
how
and the quality of their life.
You know, Florida is one of the top 5 states where the Jewish community really is still burgeoning, and so it was very important that we create these centers for Jewish life.
Yeah, you have some wonderful things we never talked about on the show yet today about the volunteer situation. You have volunteers that work here willingly, 24/7.
Yes. And they do everything from stuffing envelopes to helping us greet people and giving tours of the new center. We have a very long list of people. We're always looking for more. The thing about South Florida is people have so many things to do with their time, and so we're lucky to be able to get the volunteers for the time that they'll give to us.
Yeah, and today is going to be a very special day. It's the dedication.
Dedication.
The beginning of
the new Mandel JCC. It's quite surprising that a year ago we were here on a dirt and swampy field.
I can't believe what you transformed.
And in 1 year, we were able to create this beautiful building. And soon we'll have the Arthur I. Meyer Jewish Academy next door and really complete our Jewish community.
Yeah, the whole campus is going to be amazing. I mean, you physically look at it. It invites you in. It's so pleasant.
Thank you.
You did a great job. It had to be it couldn't have been easy.
Thank you. Well, Paul and I attended to a lot of details over this past
Paul
year.
is your president.
Paul Gross,
volunteer.
President, volunteer extraordinaire. His vision and his perseverance really are the crux of how we got this done so quickly.
I have to tell you something. You're an amazing leader. I thank you, and I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us, and thank you for being with us as well. Be with us again next week, and we have another look into the Jewish world. Goodbye from MOSAIC.